Hey guys, the first movie, this one, has the special features in it. I know I have this one, but this one doesn't have the special features. This one does, so I'm doing this one today. Sorry for the glare. Ready?
One day I thought, what if there was a story where the characters SpongeBob and Patrick go on a journey and they end up on the surface, which would be not only technically more ambitious, but also just conceptually, that it would kind of bring them into this other reality. That was really the thing that led me to be interested in trying to do a feature with the characters.
It's a road movie. It's a great road movie, an adventure, and it's just nuts. I am continually dazzled and delighted with what these guys are coming up with.
SpongeBob came from my interest in the ocean. I was interested in scuba diving early on and surfing and really basically loved the ocean. And it's just the most fascinating place, but I also am interested in animation, so really SpongeBob is a combination of these two things that I really enjoy. I was interested in doing a show that starred one character that was kind of an innocent, based on some of the classics like Chaplin and Laurel and Hardy, that sort of humor, where these childlike characters unhinge everybody around them.
In your face!
It dawned on me that a sponge was a really odd animal, and that would make a really strange, oddball kind of the center of the world.
Look at this little guy.
That's really where that idea of doing a character about a sponge came from.
Originally, SpongeBob was going to be a realistic sea sponge. He looked like a loofah mixed with a rock, mixed with a potato. Not really telegenic or pleasing to the eyes.
And I was still looking for that kind of squeaky, clean nerd, and I drew a square sponge, like a sink sponge, which isn't a real sponge. Those are actually fake. They're cellulose. But it looked so funny, and it seemed to fit the personality I was looking for. And that's really when things started to take off. I had this square, sponge-shaped oddball that was going to embody innocence in this show. SpongeBob is an adult character that acts like a child, and he has a child's perspective, and he's well-meaning, but this often causes him trouble. I would say the show is really about not losing your childlike sense in life, that it can be helpful in solving problems. It also can cause trouble, and it does for him.
We're just kids. A couple of kids in way over their heads.
He is this innocent character. He lives in a pineapple next door to a guy that lives in this Easter Island head-like house, obviously the curmudgeon in town, and that makes for a lot of interesting stories.
I am Roger Bumpus, and I play Squidward J. Tentacles. He's more of an adult, tries to be at least.
I listen to public radio.
He's an octopus, but they call him Squidward. I have never understood. I guess Octoword just didn't work for a name, though. But he's a kind of, I always likened him to the Mr. Wilson to SpongeBob's Dennis the Menace.
Too bad SpongeBob's not here to enjoy SpongeBob not being here.
To me, there's something just so funny about that Jack Benny, loyal to nobody character that Roger Bumpus does such a great job of playing in Squidward.
Mr. Krabs! Oh, no, this is terrible. Who's gonna sign my paycheck?
Squidward has a bicycle, and I personally ride a certain type of bicycle, a recumbent bicycle, and they gave Squidward my recumbent bicycle in this. My little inside joke at the whole thing. No one's gonna know it but me.
SpongeBob lives in a pineapple. His neighbor is Squidward, the squid that's a curmudgeon, and then next to him is SpongeBob's best friend, Patrick, who's probably the dumbest guy in town. He lives under a rock, literally.
Patrick is one of the denizens of Bikini Bottom. I'm good buddies buddies with SpongeBob, and we have lots of misadventures.
This one goes out to my two bestest friends in the whole world. Patrick and his big peanut guy.
Everyone knows that Patrick is a dolt.
Did you see my underwear?
No, Patrick.
Except SpongeBob.
Did you want to?
SpongeBob thinks Patrick is a genius. SpongeBob thinks that all Patrick's ideas are good ideas.
I have to use the bathroom.
That Patrick is a smart guy. That Patrick knows what's up.
I'm supposed to get a toy with this? Patrick is a gamer. Thanks. Patrick is definitely a gamer. And it's an interesting world that it has kind of a childlike, I think, experience of the world around them without the guise of supervision. It's kind of like kids living without parents in a way. I guess you could say that maybe Squidward and Mr. Krabs provide kind of the voice of authority.
What I'm trying to say is, you're just a kid.
But they're not parents, though, so it's kind of a freakish scenario, I think, in that way.
Hello, I like money.
I play Mr. Krabs, SpongeBob's boss, and the only real adult in the regular cast.
$101 for a Krabby Patty? With cheese, Mr. Squidward, with cheese.
Mr. Krabs is interested in the very mature area of commerce. He's only driven and motivated by money and the acquisition of money. And he hires slave labor like SpongeBob and Squidward. And the only person that he doesn't hire is Patrick, because Patrick's just too stupid to work for nothing.
I love being purple.
We've all had this kind of boss who's just avaricious, greedy, rapacious, and he's the type of person, again, a good guy. Nobody in SpongeBob's world is unrelentingly, unsalvageably evil, but Mr. Krabs represents that aspect of humanity that thinks that getting rich and having money will solve all his problems.
King Neptune is riding toward the Krusty Krab at lunchtime. He's got money.
We added a couple new characters to the movie.
I play King Neptune, who is sort of mean.
He's incredibly bald.
Bald.
He's in denial because he has no idea that he's bald. What does this crown do?
Covers your bald spot.
Which I don't relate to, because I've never been bald. This crown does much more than cover a slightly receding hairline. If I were bald, it would be terrible, but I'm not bald.
King Neptune is somewhat, I would say, old-fashioned. He rules by, with the iron fist.
Eugene Krabs, your 6-day reprieve is up, and it is time for you to die.
And Mindy is more progressive. Mindy is his daughter, a mermaid, who will one day be queen of the sea.
This crown entitles the one who wears it to be in charge of the sea. One day, you will wear this crown.
I'm gonna be bald?
Thinning!
I play a character named Mindy. She's a mermaid, and she's not a traditional mermaid. She's very independent, and she's very strong-willed, and she's very, she's a good person. She's got a good heart, and she's kind of just like a regular kid, I guess, except for she's got tail fins.
Daddy, please, I think you're overreacting.
Silence, Mindy!
My dad's this sort of tyrannical, kind of a very pig-headed, sort of big iron-fisted force. And my character's like, oh, come on, Dad, like, can't you just try a little bit of, like, compassion for once?
That would be nice.
Can't you just try to feel something for these little sea creatures? And he's like, no, Mindy, no.
There is nothing else I can do.
You can give SpongeBob and Patrick a little more time.
Except give SpongeBob and Patrick a little more time.
Nobody in SpongeBob's immediate circle of pals is a bad guy or an evil person. Plankton, on the other hand, is evil to the point that he sees being evil and taking over the world as his manifest destiny.
I'm busy planning to rule the world!
I'm I'm Mr. Lawrence, and I play Plankton on SpongeBob SquarePants, huh? Pretty good. It's a good gig.
The helmets can't handle this level of rock and roll.
Plankton is about this big, little cyclops. And yeah, he's got a little bit of a Napoleon complex, I'd say.
This monument celebrating my glory isn't gonna build itself.
It's almost like he can't help it. He has this ingrown need to just take over the world and rule everything. He knows what's best for everybody. He's smarter than everybody. I guess in some ways he's like Squidward with a little more motivation.
Anything that drifts is considered plankton. I think it's Greek for drifter, the word plankton. So he is a specific plankton known as a copepod, which is a really common small crustacean. And he's even designed to be similar. He has 2 antennae and 1 eyeball, which certain varieties have 1 eye. They're just like they are a cyclops.
Nothing can stop me now.
He runs a business, also like Mr. Krabs, a fast food business called the Chum Bucket.
I've never even had one customer.
But his food is awful, and so no one will go there.
I love the character because he really is smart and he really does know his stuff, but unfortunately he's so, caught up in what he wants that he wants to destroy things, and he's really just mad that he can't, his fast food place won't go.
If only I could have managed to steal the secret to Crab success. The formula for the Krabby Patty. Then people would line up to eat at my restaurant.
He wants to steal the secret formula to the Krabby Patty, or for the Krabby Patty, and which is a ridiculous thing to even care about anyway.
Well, I'd like to hang around, but I've got Krabby Patties to make.
I'll be with my daughter and her friends, and they'll say, "Is it true that you're in the SpongeBob movie?" And I go, "Yeah, I have a voice of one of the people in the SpongeBob movie. I do one of the characters." And they say, "Who do you play? Who do you play?"
Name's Dennis. I've been hired to exterminate you.
Who works for Plankton? And as soon as I play Plankton, they're all like, "Ooh, Plankton."
Plankton was very specific.
Plankton?
Ooh, we hate Plankton. And I've learned how to really push that button with them. So when the next day there'll be a different round of people, my kids' friends, and they'll say, "So are you in the SpongeBob movie?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I work for Plankton." We all go, "Oh, Plankton." They hate Plankton. So I'm learning more and more about where everybody fits in the SpongeBob world.
That was beautiful, but we got that's a little too hot.
I'm gonna come out there and kill the sound man. Let's do it again.
When you set out to do a movie, there should be something special about the movie. I guess the hook of the movie. What's the hook here? And I think the hook is that these guys are going to take a major leap into live action, and for us, technically, that's a huge thing. We never really had the characters running around in a live action world, so that was presented an interesting challenge, and I think that for the audience, I would hope that it's a payoff, that they're going to see something that they would never see during the series.
Oh no. How will we ever get back to Bikini Bottom now?
I got this phone call from Steve, who created SpongeBob, and called me up and said, "Hi, we're doing a picture called SpongeBob, and we'd love you to be in this." And I said, "I don't care what the part is, I'm in." Because when I mention the word SpongeBob around my household, my kids go crazy. I've seen the show, I love the show, but mainly it's because my kids said, "Dad, you got to do this one." And I love Nickelodeon. I think it's a really positive thing for kids. And so I was really honored and happy to do this.
Look up like that, Oh, please do it again. Here we go. Picture.
DH, as I like to call him, meets Patrick and SpongeBob at the edge of the beach, and they're trying to get back with the crown, and they don't have any way to get back, and so Hasselhoff shows up, and he's like the superhero, coming to offer them a free ride back. I can take you there.
Who are you?
I'm David Hasselhoff. SpongeBob says, "Hooray, who are you?" And I go, "I'm David Hasselhoff." And I went, "How weird is this?"
So where's your boat?
Boat? You guys.
Good, and cut.
Somebody said, "What if he doesn't have a boat?" And so he just swims, and basically Hasselhoff comes running down the beach when they need help and puts him on his back and swims to Bikini Bottom, which is out in the middle of the Pacific.
Hooray for Hasselhoff!
This is our enormous 13-foot Hasselhoff body.
Oh,
The double size.
700-pound David Hasselhoff replica with hair from a yak. This is from a yak.
And we built a double-sized version because of all the action that takes place on Hasselhoff's back.
Go Hasselhoff!
And we didn't want to ask Hasselhoff to lay in this position for 2 weeks straight while we filmed macro photography on his back. Once Hasselhoff is bringing SpongeBob and Patrick back to Bikini Bottom, and he's cruising along like a speedboat. They're actually riding on his back, and Dennis shows up, and there's a whole fight sequence on the back. Goes all up and down the legs, like as if it's a fight on top of a train from an action movie. And like SpongeBob's in danger of falling off into the water, and so there's all these great shots looking down the legs, and all these amazing shots that we couldn't have gotten with an actor. So we had to build this giant version of him.
Back there, fella.
He totally understood that it was campy and that he really got it. And after the shoot, I realized no one else could have done this. I mean, the guy was in shape. He has a stunt double that they worked together with, but he does a lot of his own stunts, and he went the whole 9 yards. I mean, he really worked hard for us and did a performance greater than I imagined. And all the while, I know he was excited to do it for us. He was really helping us out, and great job. He did a great job.
You done good, Hasselhoff. You done good.
On this trek, SpongeBob learns a lot about himself. So there's actually his personal growth in the story is that he learns to believe in himself.
I've been through a lot in the past 6 days, 5 minutes, 27.5 seconds. And if I've learned anything during that time, it's that you are who you are.
This movie is very much a journey that SpongeBob and Patrick take to prove that even though they're perceived as being children and, sort of goofball children at that, that they are able to achieve great things despite their lack of experience and despite their lack of worldly knowledge.
I did what everyone said a kid couldn't do. I made it to Shell City, and I beat the Cyclops, and I rolled the Hasselhoff, and I brought the crown back!
I guess it is a little bit of a wish fulfillment fantasy that a child would have, is that everything is riding on the green kids just because they're the last people left.
Hooray! We made it!
That's kind of a sidebar. The most important thing is that Mr. Krabs is in peril. It's a story about a crab, and he's been framed by his nemesis Plankton. That's the story. SpongeBob, me boy! I'm sorry I ever doubted you. That's a mistake I won't make again.
Oh, Mr. Krabs, you won't soft serve.
Yes. I'll let you know. Okay, so the SpongeBob.
Are we set, guys?
So the last one. All secure?
Sounds great.
Let's go diving.
Michelle!
What is it, kids? What's going on?
Can you help us find where SpongeBob SquarePants lives? But we can't find Bikini Bottom.
You mean somebody lost a Bikini Bottom?
Bikini Bottom is where SpongeBob SquarePants lives.
SpongeBob? I never heard of SpongeBob. I've heard of Tube Sponge.
And I've seen a vase sponge.
There are barrel sponges too.
Of course, but there's no SpongeBob.
We've seen them on TV.
Let's get to the bottom of this. This is Jean-Michel Cousteau. Is this Steven Hillenberg? Well, Steve, I hear you have discovered a new sponge species called Bob SquarePants. I want to see it. Oh, you created SpongeBob, and to see him, I have to turn on the TV. Well, let's have a look. Ah, so this is Bikini Bottom.
And this guy's SpongeBob, Jean-Michel.
Quite a happy-go-lucky fellow.
Yep, he's always a kid at heart.
Well, Steve, the sponges I've seen over the years don't have this personality, so to speak, and they don't resemble a square kitchen sponge. But they're not just blobs either. They're full of energy and keep busy.
When I created SpongeBob, I took a lot of creative license. A main character just staying in one place that looks like a blob isn't very exciting to watch.
True, but sponges are important. They are the filters of the sea. Some long and narrow, some short and fat. They can get bigger than 2 feet in diameter. These creatures have been cleaning our oceans for over 540 million years.
And our bathrooms.
Well, most of the sponges we use in our homes don't come from the ocean anymore.
Right, those are fake sponges made out of cellulose. I always think of SpongeBob as being a real sponge. He's just square.
And sponges have quite an appetite themselves.
Ooh. I'll say, SpongeBob can't get enough ice cream.
True sponges filter food from the water. They aren't picky. They go with the flow.
Sponges are really odd animals. I mean, most people think that they're plants. I think they're so unusual and special.
In fact, researchers believe that chemicals in sponges may cure cancer and other diseases.
This is SpongeBob's best friend, Patrick Star, as in Sea Star.
Glad to hear you call him a sea star, not a starfish. Sea stars are animals related to sea urchins, not fish. They have 2 feet that act like tiny suction cups. Hey, I didn't see any there on Patrick.
Do you know how long it would take to draw those feet, Jean-Michel?
Okay. At first glance, sea stars seems like harmless slowpokes, but don't let them fool you.
Well, that was the inspiration for Patrick. Sea stars seem kind of dumb and slow, but in reality, they are very active and aggressive.
When a potential meal is at hand, some chase their prey, fight, even run away.
Yeah, they're incredibly mobile.
They control population of other species on the reef by eating them, keeping things in balance.
Well, then Patrick is definitely true to his kind. He loves to eat.
And their eating habits are strange. Get this. They can poke their stomachs through their mouth and digest their prey outside their bodies.
Ooh, sounds pretty messy.
Don't try this at home, kids.
At least not while your parents are watching.
Steve.
What?
Well, never mind. Well, at least I think we agree that they are remarkable as they are beautiful.
Without a doubt.
I'm busy planning to rule the world!
This is Plankton. He's based on an actual plankton called a copepod. You know, Jean-Michel, the little crustacean with 2 antennae and 1 red eye.
There certainly are enough of them to rule the world. Billions and billions of them. They can be miniature plants, phytoplankton, or animals, zooplankton. Your character, the copepod, is definitely an animal, and he's been eating his greens. Plant plankton are tiny and at the very bottom of the food chain, the grass of the open sea. Zooplankton can be tiny or big, like jellyfish.
From what I understand, the word plankton is Greek for drifter.
Yes, but the most part, plankton are drifters transported by currents, but some can swim all the way from the depth to the surface.
Well, what's fascinating to me is that some animals are plankton when they're very young, larvae, and then they grow up to be larger animals or plants and are no longer plankton.
That's true.
I really love how some of them look like they come from another planet, too.
Especially the gelatinous zooplankton, perhaps the most delicate life form in the ocean, practically living water that even glows in the dark.
Living water, I like that.
Well, some of my favorites are the ones that make webs.
Well, my favorites are the ones that look like they're from another planet.
Strange as they may be, they're like us, resident of planet Earth.
Hello, I like money.
I see, you also created a crab character. Let me guess, does he have a crabby personality?
Almost. He's more salty than crabby. This is Mr. Krabs, and like real crabs, he's very opportunistic.
Well, right away you can see that crabs are like big insects. Their skeleton is on the outside, so if they want to grow, they shed their outer skeleton, and voila, a newer, bigger one is underneath, like getting a new suit.
In the case of Mr. Krabs, a cheap suit.
They walk sideways and they can live on land and in the sea.
So whether it's high tide or low tide, they're pretty much covered, right?
Funny you say that, Steve. Some love to decorate their bodies with seaweed, rocks, live sponges, and anemones, even trash.
Mr. Krabs decorates himself with dollar bills.
Hermit crabs need more protection, so they look for empty shells like snail shell to move into. They carry their home on their back wherever they go.
Hey, there's a crab eating a sponge.
And doesn't seem to mind the bad taste. There are really all sorts of crabs, big and small, fat, and even some with very thin, spiny, long legs.
I'll have to use this one for a future character design.
You could call it stringy, skinny.
Hey, can I use that?
Sure.
Oh, no, this is terrible. Who's gonna sign my paycheck?
Jean-Michel, this is Squidward the octopus. He's SpongeBob's grumpy next-door neighbor. I like the octopus for this character because they have such a large, bulbous head. And Squidward thinks he's an intellectual, so of course he's going to have a large, bulbous head.
But he only has 6 legs. An octopus has 8.
I knew you were going to catch that. You know, it was really just simpler for animation to draw him with 6 legs instead of 8.
Well, both squid and octopi are cephalopods, meaning head-foot. They are the intelligent masters of camouflage. They have excellent eyesight, squeeze through tiny holes, and some use ink or venom for defense.
We've tried to do jokes with Squidward releasing ink in the show, but it always looks like he's pooping his pants.
More than I needed to know, Steve.
I'm sorry.
They can get big. An octopus can be 500 pounds. According to researchers, a giant squid can be 60 feet long, yet we've never filmed them. And both the squid and the octopus can be small, like the market squid. They are the example of diversity, being about as weird as any group of critters in the sea.
I love the weird ones. Hey, isn't that a cuttlefish? Now they have more than 8 tentacles, right?
They have 10, actually. Like the octopus, and cuttlefish can change their looks depending on their environment. They have a siphon for pumping water, which they use for jet propulsion, just like an octopus. Wow, this doesn't look good. Is this the end of SpongeBob?
No, but he'll be more cautious the next time he stops for ice cream.
He's being tricked by one of the most bizarre creatures in the sea.
Bizarre and sneaky.
And ugly, but I adore frogfish. I'll let you in on a secret, Steve. My nickname is Frogfish.
I'm sorry to hear about that.
Now, these guys have a big mouth. The squirmy thing is a lure, a built-in fishing pole. Frogfish have perfect camouflage, so they find a good hiding spot, lure the fish in, and whammo, dinner is served.
Well, in the movie, we changed the worm lure to ice cream sundaes because that's what attracted SpongeBob and Patrick.
So what gave you the idea to use a frogfish?
While we were making the movie, I saw one while snorkeling on a reef in Hawaii. It was hiding out on this big yellow sponge, believe it or not. I watched it creep along on its little feet, and I thought, I've got to use this in a movie. It's so fascinating.
They really don't like to swim. They're simply not made for it, so they use their fins as feet to walk short distances and at times even gallop.
Gallop? I didn't see that when I saw one.
It's true, they may seem clumsy and awkward, but at the right moment, they can really move.
Well, they may seem ugly, but there is something that is truly disturbing under the sea.
And what's that?
The wastelands in the ocean. Places that were once vibrant and thriving with life.
You mean bleached and dying coral reefs.
You know, SpongeBob, there's a lesson to be learned from all of this.
What's that, Patrick?
I mean, look how beautiful the ocean can be. Life and color everywhere. It's too bad that humans have had such a negative impact on it.
Yes, it's sad and it's a problem. If we don't do more to understand and care for coral reefs, we may lose them for good, possibly in less than 30 years.
Look at that, the reef has lost its color.
When the coral reef looks bleached, it's sick. It's lost the ability to work like a city under the sea. It cannot support life. It's sad but true. Human activities damage the reef.
It looks looks like someone dumped sand on the reef here.
That's called sedimentation, caused by runoff from land. It smothers the reef. Eventually, our life will be affected by our poor treatment of the ocean.
But we humans can do something about this, right?
Right. It's not too late to protect the ocean.
Thank you, stranger.
Now, this is one character I certainly know.
Unlike you, Jean-Michel, this diver is not such a nice guy. He's the villain in the movie, modeled after an old-fashioned hard-hat diver from the late 1800s. As you know, they didn't swim, they walked, and must have looked like towering giants to anything living on the ocean floor.
Diving in the early days was very dangerous. To explore the ocean, the first step was to put on a thick suit and heavy helmet and pump air down to the diver. It was difficult, but the connection between humans and the ocean is critical, and to better understand and protect it, we must explore. Our lives depend upon it.
What's up with Mr. Stripes here?
He's demonstrating the second step. To put the air needed to breathe in a tank the diver could take with him. The equipment was uncomfortable. Movement was difficult and the air supply was limited. But then my father and Émile Gagnon invented scuba and everything changed. Divers today enjoy advanced diving equipment that makes diving and working underwater safer and more comfortable. We now use different mixtures of gases to breathe, so we can safely go deeper for longer periods of time. Technology has allowed the human race to embrace the underwater world and become a man-fish. My team uses highly advanced systems, some that make no bubbles, so we can get up close to marine life. Our masks are designed so we can talk with each other underwater and with our crew above the surface.
Wow, this is a serious dive suit here.
That's the nude suit. It works like a submarine, allowing the person inside to go deep for long periods of time. Then there's Deep Worker, just one of many subs that make deep ocean exploration possible.
Well, thanks a lot, Jean-Michel. You've really taught us a lot today, and I hope you enjoyed the tour of Bikini Bottom.
Well, thank you, Steve. Let's talk soon, okay? Is it clear now?
Yes. I still wish we could go to Bikini Bottom.
Well, the ocean is full of wonderful places. As a matter of fact, we're going there now. You want to join?
Yeah!
Let's go.
Hey, somebody looking for a Bikini Bottom?
We already found them on TV.
Come on, man, get with it, will you?
Hi, this is Steve Hillenberg, director of the SpongeBob SquarePants movie. We wrote the SpongeBob movie by using storyboards instead of a script, which means we drew what was to happen rather than describing it with words. Here are some of those original storyboards accompanied by the original dialogue read by the artists. Enjoy.
Situation in there I'd rather not discuss until my manager gets here. Look, there he is! It started out as a simple order, a Krabby Patty with cheese.
So what went wrong?
When the customer took a bite, no cheese! This has never happened before.
Get a hold of yourself, Eugene.
going in. Who are you? I'm the manager of this establishment. Everything's gonna be just fine. I'm really scared here, man. You got a name? Phil. You got a family, Phil? Come on, Phil, stay with me. Let's hear about that family. Yeah. I got a lovely wife and 2 beautiful children. That's what it's all about, Phil. I only got one shot at this. Gotta have the right tool for the job. Bingo. Now I want you to do me a favor, Phil. What? Say cheese. Order up. Hooray! Gary, I had that dream again! And it's gonna finally come true today. Sorry about this calendar. Because today is the grand opening of the Krusty Krab 2 and the announcement of new manager. Meow. Who's it gonna be, Gary? Well, let's ask my wall of 374 consecutive Employee of the Month awards. SpongeBob SquarePants! I'm ready. Promotion. Cleanliness is next to managerliness. Oh, my little big goober, yeah. Your little big goober, yeah. We're all the big goobers, yeah. Goofy, goofy, goober, yeah. All right, get it together, old boy. I know, I'll just stop thinking about it. Hey, I actually feel a little better. I don't even remember why I was sad. Hey, it's the new Krusty Krab 2 manager. Wow, the pressure's already setting in. No, Pat, you don't understand. I didn't get the promotion. What? Why? Mr. Krabs thinks I'm a kid. What? That's insane. I know. Saying you're a kid is like saying I'm a kid. Exactly. Here's your goober meal, sir. Hey, I'm supposed to get a toy with this. I'm gonna head home, Pat. The celebration's off. Okay, see ya. Here's your triple gooberberry sunrise, sir. Yum. Triple gooberberry sunrise, huh? I guess I could use one of those. Now you're talking. Hey, waiter, we need another one over here. Here you go. Ooh. Oh, boy, Pat, that hit the spot. I'm feeling better already. Yeah. Bartender, let's get another round over here. Oh, Mr. Waiter. 2 more, please. Woo! Come on, pal.
My head.
I'm trying to get out of here. I'll take a double-fried spinny. It's 8 in the morning. Go scrape up your friend and get going. Fred? Patrick! What's up, buddy?
Wait, you said 8 o'clock?
I'm late for work. Mr. Krabs is gonna be... Mr. Krabs. I know. I'll go in and create a distraction. You get the key.
Oh, wait, I want to do the distraction.
Okay. I guess it doesn't really matter who does the distraction.
Can I have everybody's attention? I have to use the bathroom.
It's, right over there.
Stupid contacts. There it is. Better go wash off. Patrick, you call that a distraction?
I had to go to the bathroom.
Well, I got my hands dirty for nothing.
Hey, check it out.
Whoa!
Hooray! Bubble party!
Who blew this bubble? You all know the rules?
All bubble-blowing babies will be beaten senseless by every able-bodied patron in the bar.
That's right. So who blew it? So, nobody knows.
Maybe it was...
Shut up! I'm gonna find out who did it. You! We're on a baby hunt. And don't think we don't know how to weed them out. DJ, time for the test.
No baby can resist singing along to this.
SpongeBob, it's the Goofy Goober theme song.
I know. Oh, I'm the Goofy Goober, yeah. You're the Goofy Goober, yeah. We're all Goofy Goober, yeah. Goofy Goober, yeah.
It was you! You're the baby!
No, I coughed, I swear.
DJ, turn it up louder!
Goober, yeah. You're a Goofy Goober, yeah. We're all Goofy Goober, yeah.
I'm trying.
Trying so hard.
I'm a Goofy Goober, yeah. You're a Goofy Goober, yeah. We're all Goofy Goobers, yeah.
Goofy Goober, yeah.
Too bad SpongeBob's not here to enjoy SpongeBob not being here.
Morning. Some people have no taste in headgear. There's another one. Babies too? Excuse me, miss, but where's everyone getting that horrid headwear?
Who said that?
Down here.
Oh, well, I got it at the Chum Bucket. Plankton's giving them away free with every Krabby Patty.
Chum Bucket? Free? Krabby Patty? Plankton? Giving? With?
That's right.
Something smells fishy around here, and for once it isn't my laundry. So, you're selling the Krabby Patty, eh, Plankton? That's right, Squidward. And there's a free bucket helmet with every purchase. Care for one? No. You may have hoodwinked everyone else in this backwater town, but you can't fool me. I listen to public radio.
more time.
Okay. We're on a baby hunt. And don't think we don't know how to read about.
Weed him out.
What a jerk.
How about when he was all like, well, 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 looks like we got ourselves a double baby.
And they were like, it wasn't us, it wasn't us.
Whoa, Fred's getting kind of bounty here.
You know, SpongeBob, there's a lesson to be learned from all of this.
What's that, Patrick?
A bubble blowing double baby doesn't belong out here in man's country.
Yeah. Wait, we blew that bubble. Doesn't that make us the bubble blowing double baby?
Look, free ice cream.
Whee! Oh boy!
Wait a minute. SpongeBob!
What?
Make mine a chocolate!
I'm still in the animatic.
2, please.
Certainly.
Third feature.
You kids enjoy.
We're not kids, lady.
Okay, Pat, let's... you can let go now. I said let go, please. What is this? What kind of old lady are you? Step on it, Patrick!
Patrick!
Are we dead?
No, far from it, my friend. We're safe and sound at the bottom of this trench.
The mustaches work.
Do you know what that means? We are invincible.
Now that we're men, we can do anything. Now that we're men, we are invincible. Now that we're men, get the crowd, sing the town, and lose their clothes. Now that we're men, we have facial hair. Now that we're men, I changed my underwear. Now that we're men, we got a manly flair. We got the seven, we're tough enough to save the day. We never had a chance when we were kids. Oh, oh. But take a look at what the mermaid did. Ha, ha, ha.
Yeah, go Pat.
Yeah, go SpongeBob.
Now that they're men, we can't bother them. Now that they're men, they have become our friends. Now that they're men, they'll be happy and they'll pass the test and finish the quest for the crown. They'll pass the test and finish the quest. They'll pass the test and finish the quest for the crown.
This doesn't look too good, Patrick.
You mean we're not gonna get the crowd, save the town, Mr. Krabs?
I don't even think we're gonna be able to save ourselves, buddy.
Thanks.
Don't mention it.
Well, it looks like what everybody said about us is true, Patrick.
You mean we're attractive?
No,
that we're just kids. A couple of kids in way over their heads. We were doomed from the start. I mean, look at us. We didn't even come close to the ground. We let everybody down. We failed. Shell City. Yeah, we never made it to Shell City. Shell City. Exactly, buddy. Half the place we never got to. Shell City. Okay, now you're starting to bum me out, Patrick. Oh, look at the sign. Shell City. Free gifts and sundry. Shell City's a gift shop? But if this is Shell City, then where's the crown? Neptune's crown. This is Shell City. Pat, we did make it. I guess we did. We did all right for a couple of goofballs. Shut up! Look at the screen! The bird's right! Look! Be the deer of the Goofy Goobers! We're alive! Come on, Pat!
Which way now?
I don't know. SpongeBob, Patrick, is that you?
Sandy Cheeks, is that you?
Mother of pearl, Sandy, wherever you are, save us from this hideous monster! Guys, it's me, Sandy Cheeks. This is what I look like up on the surface. Sorry, Sandy, you look so, different. What are y'all doing up here on dry land? No time to explain, Sandy. We gotta get back to Bikini Bottom in a hurry. It's an emergency. Y'all can catch the 11:42 bus down at the beach. I'd go with you, but I'm having an adventure of my own.
We've located the squirrel. We're moving in to apprehend.
Nuts! Take cover, boys. This could get messy.
Acorn bombardment. Set back up.
You'll never stop the squirrels! Ready, Pat?
Ready.
Boy, this place sure isn't like Bikini Bottom.
I'll say.
Did you see that?
What?
Out of my way, morons.
I love just about everything about the beach. It was a really part of my childhood. It was a place to meet friends and socialize and have fun in the surf and on the sand.
I'll tell you, what's not to love about the beach? The beach is one of those places I think that it's impossible to not have a great day at. You come down here and the sand is warm and the water is cool and you can stand at the edge and think that
It goes all the way to China and all the way to Africa, and it goes around the world.
Oh no. How will we ever get back to Bikini Bottom now?
Approximately 2/3 of our nation's population lives within 500 miles of the beach, so all the pollution and runoff and sometimes toxic materials end up in our beach and coastal waters. You can come down and go swimming in the ocean, and in some cases get sick just from going in the water.
Ew.
Everything that we do has a cause and effect. So when someone dumps something bad in a drainage in the mountains, it washes down and empties out into the ocean.
Off of the Mississippi River, in the Gulf of Mexico, there's what they call a dead zone that's the size of New Jersey. This is an area where there's nothing living anymore. And the reason that dead zone is there is because all the pollution that's been collected in the Mississippi River is ending up in the Gulf of Mexico. Well, offshore, that water in the ocean evaporates and comes into clouds and forms rain clouds and comes back to the coast.
So what happens in Kansas affects the Gulf of Mexico, and what happens in the Gulf of Mexico affects the plains of Kansas.
So you see, you can't quit. The fate of Bikini Bottom rests in your hands.
The Surfrider Foundation is a group of surfers and ocean scientists and concerned citizens who have banded together to protect the ocean.
What we try to do is address things such as water quality, beach access, and beach preservation to make sure that for generations to come we have plentiful beaches, safe beaches for people to go to.
You're just a kid.
But I'm not a kid. I can do it.
The most important thing, if you want to become an involved person in saving the ocean, would be to become informed and understand what the issues are in your area, and then begin to contribute to making it better.
By using less toxic herbicides and pesticides and cleaners in their house, making sure that their cars aren't leaking oil. All these little things add up to cause the problem, so each of us can take these little steps to protect the environment.
And that makes a big difference. If everybody did that, our beaches would be a whole lot cleaner.
SpongeBob, me boy! I'm sorry I ever doubted you. That's a mistake I won't make again.
For a long time, we sort of believed that the ocean was so big that we couldn't really affect it. And now we're realizing that on the global scale, we're having impacts to the ocean environment. And that's unfortunate. The good news is that there's an increasing awareness about these problems and people being more conscious about pollution issues, about coastal development, and really recognizing that we need to pay attention and cherish our coastal environments and not take them for granted.
Sonar 40, is that sound still out there?
What do you got?
What's going on, Jonesy? I can hear her. What the hell is it? Splashes.
3,000 yards closing awfully fast. Mother of God.
Don't you just love playing submarine, Gary? Prepare to dive!
The SpongeBob SquarePants Movie.
Captain, sir, you're never gonna believe this.
For a second, I thought I heard what? I thought I heard singing, sir.
you liked my video. Thanks for watching the special features of the SpongeBob SquarePants movie. Bye! Love you guys!